Hey everyone, Draw here from Hobby Central, and a day you've all been waiting for quite a long time is here. The February bulk return is back. 96 or 97 cards, somewhere in that neighborhood, so quite a few cards. I'm glad just to have them back, and we're just going to get straight into it. First up is going to be Brandon E. Brandon E sent the most cards of anybody for this submission, 25 total cards, so let's just get into it. First card, we got a Charizard V promo card from Champion's Path. He sent in quite a few of these, and it got a 9. A very strong 9, 0.5 away from a 9.5. Next card. Another Charizard V. And another 9. This one's a little bit weaker. Its centering is off. And looking at it, I do agree with that. The centering is not perfect on this card. Next up, another Charizard V and a 9.5. Very nice. 9 in centering, but 9.5s everywhere else. I do know centering was an issue on these cards, so very nice to get a 9.5. Next up, if I remember correctly, Brandon has 11 of these Charizards in here, so another 9. Again, centering is the one that's holding it back the most. Next one. There we go again with Charizard V and a 9. Again, centering is holding it back. And looking at these, it's definitely a fair assessment. Next card. Again, Charizard V, and again a 9. Centering being the lowest grade once again. And yeah, it's definitely off in both directions. Next card. Charizard V. And another 9. Quite a few 9s out of this one. Let's move this and get another stack going. Next card. Once again, Charizard V. Oh, this one's an 8. Edges and centering are what held this one back. There's definitely some edge issues. This is a pretty fair grade. Next one, Charizard V, and yet again a 9. 3 9s and a 9.5, so very strong 9. Can you guess what this one is? Charizard V. And an 8.5. Edges and centering are again what held it back. And I do agree. Still. This should be the last Charizard V, I believe, if I ordered these correctly. It is. And another 9. So a bunch of 9s, an 8, I think an 8.5 or 2, and a 9.5 as far as your Charizard Vs go. Next up, we have a Jirachi Amazing Rare. Vivid Voltage was definitely the star of the submission. Most people sent in at least one card related to Vivid Voltage. And it got an 8.5. Centering and corners are what holding it back. I do agree that centering is definitely off. The corners, I noticed a lot of Vivid Voltage cards. The corners they don't have whitening, but they were cut with dull blades, so there's little tiny indents in them. So that might end up being a theme with these corners being an issue. Next one, Rayquaza. And a 9. This one actually got a 10 in corner, so that's very nice. This was 0.5 away from a 9.5. Very nice. Next up, we got a Japanese card. Grimmsnarl VMAX, Shiny Star V. That looks really nice. And I got a 9. 3 9s and a 9.5. Next card. Back to some English. Piers Rainbow Rare. And it got another 9. 8.5 centering, which I definitely do agree with. The centering's definitely off left to right. Maybe top to bottom as well. So, fair grade on that one. Next card, we have a Pikachu VMAX. Good old Chunky Chew. And it got a 9. 8.5 surface is what held it back from going up a little bit higher. But very nice card. Next card, we have a B. Rainbow. I really like the background texture on this card. It's always hard to see on rainbows, but the texturing is usually really, really nice. And he got a 9. 8.5 centering, which I do agree, it's off. So, very solid 9. Next up, we have another Japanese card, Eternatus V. And it got a 9. Corners being what held it back. This corner does have an issue, so I think that's probably a fair grade. Next up, back to some English cards. Charizard from Vivid Voltage, the reverse holo. And it got an 8.5 centering, and corners being what held it back. I can already tell the corners on this are that same like impact issue, where it's being cut with a dull blade, and the centering is definitely off. Next card. Another Charizard at an 8.5. Yeah, it's the same corner issue, it looks like. Can't be too upset with an 8.5 though. Next card. The non-holo Vivid Voltage Charizard in an 8.5. So at least you have an 8.5 set. Next card. Pikachu V. Some more Vivid Voltage in a 9. Centering being what held it back, and I can already tell the centering is off, so there's that. Next up, Charizard GX. I want to say this is maybe Burning Shadows. Yeah, Burning Shadows got an 8. Centering is an 8.5. Corners and edges were 8s. Definitely have some corner and edge wear on this, so it's a fair grade. 2 more cards for Brandon. Got a Japanese one. Bolton V. And it got a 9. True 9. 9s all across. That's very nice. And the last card for Brandon. Another Japanese card. Evel Tall. Amazing rare. It looks really, really nice. And it got a 9. 8.5, 9, and 2 9.5s. Centering is actually really off. I think they were nice to you on that centering. So, very nice card. And yeah, that is all we have for Brandon. Let's move this stack and bring out another one. Alright, time for our next stack of cards. This is the second largest stack of cards. This is from Alexis K. So, let's see what we got. First card. Charizard from Evolutions. You can already tell the centering is off. 8.5. Corners, surface, and centering being the lower grades here. I remember looking at this and I knew it was going to grade in this range. That's why it actually made it into bulk in the first place. So very nice. Next card, we got Pikachu VMAX, good old Chunky Chew, in a 9, centering being what held it back. I could tell just by looking at that corner that that is definitely correct, that the centering is a bit off on this card. Next card. You can tell the centering's a little bit off on this one as well. And it is another Pikachu VMAX, and a 9. Actually same sub grades as the other one, so a little set of 9 chubby Pikachus right there. Time for another one, and it is another Pikachu VMAX in a 9. 0.5 away from a 9.5 on this one, so this one's the best one so far. Up. Tell centering is definitely off on this one, and it is another Pikachu VMAX in a 9. So a bunch of 9s across the board. Sub grades are a little bit different across them all, but a bunch of 9s. Next up, we have the reverse Charizard from Vivid Voltage. It is a 9. Corners being its weakest grade, and there is some whitening on the corners, so that's a fair grade. Next card, you can definitely tell that centering is not perfect on this card. Oranguru, gold secret rare, and it is a 9, centering being what was holding it back. Card. Again, centering is definitely off on this one. Oh, Galarian Obstagoon, gold secret rare, and a 9. This actually looks really nice in this case, so very nice. Let's move this off and get another stack going. Next card for Alexis, we got a Nessa Trainer in a 9. Centering again is what's holding it back, and I agree, centering is definitely off. 9 seems to be the magic number. This card, tell centering is again off on this card, and that is what held it back. But still, cannot complain about a 9. A B Rainbow. You can tell centering's off on this one as well. And it is a 9, centering again being what held it back. 9.5 corners, which is pretty nice though. Next up, Pokemon Center Lady. This is an underrated card in my opinion. And got a 9. A fairly strong 9 too. 3 9s and a 9.5. Next up, a Leon full art trainer. And it got an 8.5. The 8.5s across the board except for centering. This has a lot of texture, so there might be some texture issues in it. There is a little bit of whitening on the corners. So yeah, 8.5 is probably a fair grade on this one. Next up, we have a Welder full art trainer. I was a big fan of this card when it came out. I thought it was kind of an underrated card as well. And he got an 8-5. 8-5s across the board except for centering. Which I think is probably fair. It has a little bit of an issue up here. But still, very, very nice card. Next up, we have Rayquaza Amazing Rare. And it got a 9. Corners being the only thing that did not grade a 9. And I agree, there are some corner issues. But still, very solid grade. Next up, we have a Jirachi Amazing Rare. And it got a 9. Centering being what held it back. And I agree, centering is definitely off. It's more noticeable on the back than it is the front, but still, very solid card. Next up, Celebi Amazing Rare. And it got another 9. Corners being the weakest indicator on this one. Yeah, not too bad overall. 9's never a bad thing. Next card. It is a Amazing Rare. And it got a 9. Corners again are what's holding it back, which seems to be sort of a uniform problem with Vivid Voltage, I've noticed, so 9, not too bad at all. Two more cards for Alexis, this being one of them. Zacian Amazing Rare. We got an 8-5, centering and corners being what held it back. Still, very solid card. And the last card for Alexis. We have Zamazenta Amazing Rare. So got the full set Amazing Rares there. And it is a 9, and it is a true 9, so very nice. That's probably your best Amazing Rare. But yeah, that is all we have for Alexis. Let's move this over to the side and get another stack. Alright, time for our next stack, and this stack belongs to good old Spuds. First card, we have a Celebi from Vivid Voltage. Very nice looking card. And it got an 8-5. Centering and corners are what held it back, and that really seems to be a reoccurring problem with Vivid Voltage. Just kind of is what it is. Still a very, very nice card. Next card. This one looks pretty good, actually. Rayquaza Amazing Rare. Probably my favorite of the Amazing Rares. And it got a 9, and a true 9 at that, so zero complaints about that. Next card. This one also looks pretty good. It's another Rayquaza, and it got a 9, and another true 9, so 2 true 9s, very nice. Next card. We have a Jirachi Amazing Rare at an 8-5, and again it's the centering and corners that are holding it back. Still a very nice looking card. Next card. Another Jirachi. And he got a 9. A very strong 9 too. A 9-5 and 3 9s. So very nice. Next card. A Raycow, however you want to say it. And I got a 9. Oh, a 10 in surface. That's pretty rare for these textured cards. So that's actually pretty nice. You don't see very many 10s in surface. Next card, Leone, full art. Very nice card. And it got a 9. 8-5 in centering, but otherwise 9s across. Very nice. Next card. Looks like it might be a little off center. Inessa full art. And a 9, centering 8-5, what held it back, but otherwise all 9s. So a very, very nice card. And the last card for Spuds is a Pikachu VMAX. Of course it is. Of course that's Spud's last card. And it got a 9, a very strong 9, a 9-5, and 3 9s. So very, very nice. Nice stack of cards for Spuds. Let's go get another stack. Alright, time for our next stack of cards. We got like 6 or 7 here, and they belong to Hunter R. So let's just get into it, see how we do. Very first card, got a Japanese card, and it is a Charizard. I believe this is the Tag Bolt Charizard, if I remember correctly. Yes, and it got a 9. Pretty strong 9 too, 2 9-5s and 2 9s. So it's 0.5 away from a 9-5. Very, very nice card. Next card. Another Japanese card. And another Charizard. And it got another 9. Again, a pretty strong 9. 3 9s and a 9-5. Very, very nice. Next card. Blastoise. I believe this is also a Tag Bolt card, if I remember correctly. And it got another 9. 2 9-5s and 2 9s, so again 0.5 away from that 9-5. But a nice little set of cards right there. Next card. Some more Japanese. We have the Shiny Suicune from Shiny Star V. I think it might be the most expensive baby shiny from that set, so pretty cool. And it got a 9. 3 9s and a 9-5. Some very strong 9s out of this submission. Next card. Got an English one this time. And it is the Pikachu VMAX from Vivid Voltage. I'm sure this is going to end up being a classic card down the line. And another 9. True 9, so that's pretty nice. Next card. Another English card. It is Zacian Amazing Rare. Looks really nice in this case. And they got a 9. 3 9s and a 9-5. Very nice set of 9s from this submission, Hunter. And the last card is another English card. And it is Secret Rare Metal Energy. These are the kind of sleeper cards. The Secret Rare Energies generally hold their value really well over time. And it got a 9. Again, 3 9s and a 9-5. So all of your cards are very strong 9s. A pretty nice return. And that's it for Hunter. So put the stack away and grab another one. Alright, next stack is for Gerardo R. He's got, looks like 4 cards. So let's see how Gerardo did. First card. Got an English card. It is a Jirachi GX full art. I believe this is the alternate art full art. Came out of a collection box or whatever, so collection box cards are usually kind of hard to grade high. And he got a 9, so that's pretty nice for a collection box card. Corners being 8-5 is what held it back. It does have a little bit of whitening on the corners, so that's a fair grade. But a 9 in a collection box card is nothing to complain about. Next card. Oh, another Jirachi. Same story on this. If you can get a 9 on this, I'd be happy with it if I were him. And it got the 9. Surface got a 9-5, edges got a 9-5, but corners again got the 8-5. And there is whitening on the corners, so very fair. Collection box cards are very hard to grade high. Next card is Charizard V from Champion's Path, and it got an 8. 8/5 centering, 9 surface, and then 2 8s. Looking at it, that does seem like a fair grade. There's some edge stuff, there's some corner stuff, but still, very nice card. And Gerardo's last card is another Charizard V, and it got a 9. All 9s except for surface got an 8/5, and that could be anything. But still, 9 is nothing to complain about. Very solid grade for Gerardo. And that's all we have for Gerardo. Grab another stack. We got James C. I like the cards that James sent in for this submission. I remember looking at them. Some different stuff. So first card is a Dragonite EX full art from Evolutions. Just a really, really nice looking card. And it got an 8/5. So an 8/5 in centering, which that seems fair. The centering is definitely off. 8/5 in surface, and a card with this much texturing, you kind of expect that. And then 9s on the other spots. So yeah, very nice card. James's other card. Another English card. We have Galarian Obstagoon. I really like this card. I think it looks really nice in the CGC case. And it got a 9. 3 9s and an 8/5 in centering. And centering is off. It's actually skewed, slightly rotated, so it's a generous centering grade in my opinion. So very nice card. But that is all we have for James. So I'm gonna go grab some more cards. Alright, time for our next stack of cards. These belong to Donovan. Donovan sent in, looks like 5 cards maybe? First card, we have a Japanese card. It is a Pikachu V. Just a classic Pikachu. And it got an 8/5. Centering 9, surface 8, corners 8/5, and edges 9. With an 8 on surface, there's probably a minor hollow scratch or something on it. But still, very, very nice card. Next card. We have another Japanese card. It is Pikachu VMAX from the same set as the Pikachu. Again, a card that will probably be a classic in time. And it is a 9. 3 9s and a 9/5, so a very strong 9. I really like this card, especially in Japanese. It just looks so nice. Next card. Got an English card this time. It is a Charizard V promo. It got a 9 and a true 9, so if you're going to get a 9, a true 9 is always fun to see. Next card. Another Charizard V. And it got a 9 again. Centering is what held this one back from a true 9, but still, a 9 is a 9. Donovan's last card. I believe this might be another Charizard. And it is. So it got an 8/5. Surface is an 8, which means there's probably a texture defect somewhere in there. Actually, it might be by his head. But still, very solid card. That's all we got for Donovan. Next up, we have Chase P. Chase sent in 3 cards. First up is a Charizard V. And it got a 9, 3 9/5s, and an 8/5 in centering. It is a skewed centering. It's unfortunate because that is 0.5 away from a 9/5. Probably one of the strongest 9s you can get. Next card. And it is, Mewtwo GX from Hidden Fates. Good old shiny Vault Mewtwo. One of my personal favorite cards from that set. and it got a 9. 3 9s and an 8-5 in centering. I can tell centering is off, but a 9 is nothing to complain about in this card. This is a beautiful card. And the last card for Chase. There's no mystery in what this card is. It is an Ancient Mew. One of the probably most heavily printed promos, but still one of the most sought after because it is such a nostalgia card for people. And with being completely hollow, there's always some little problem with them. This one got an 8, and it is the surface. And again, with this much hollow, there's probably little hollow scratches or other defects on this card. It's kind of inevitable with these. They come out of the promo packs, usually already with some defects. But still, very, very nice card for Chase. And that is all we have for Chase. Next card is a single card for Robert S. English card, and it is a Pikachu VMAX. I do not get tired of seeing this card. And it got a 9, 2 9-5s, a 9, and an 8-5 in centering. Centering is off, you can see it definitely left to right, maybe top to bottom as well. So very nice. But that is all we have for Robert. Next up, we have Jeff L's cards. He sent in 4 cards. But there is one thing interesting about one of these cards we'll show at the end. So first up, we have a Charizard V. Spoiler, all of Jeff's cards are Charizard Vs. And it got a 9. 3 9s and a 9-5 in corner, so pretty solid 9. Next up. Well, this one is very off-center. I'm sure we'll see that in the grade. But it is, again, a Charizard V, and it got a 9, so can't complain too much. That centering is off at an 8-5. I actually think they were kind of generous with that, because that is definitely skewed. But still, a 9. Next one. Another Charizard V, and it got a 9. 8-5 centering, and then 3 9s. And then the last card. This is kind of an interesting case. One of his cards actually got damaged. I'll show it here. You can see it has a divot in it right there. And that's because during the encapsulation process, it got crimped. They had already graded it. It would have been a 9 as well. But see that it says buyback on here. They are compensating us and in turn Jeff for this damage. It is something that can happen. And you know, it is what it is. You don't want to see it often, but it can happen. And I just figured I'd share that. This is going to be the last of the cards. We're going to start with some Hobby Central inventory cards. Just some promos we had sent off. I'm sure these will end up being for sale. Japanese card. And it is the stamped promo for Single Strike and Rapid Strike. Got the Cinderace. It got a 9. 2 9-5s and 2 9s, so 0.5 away from that 9-5. But still very nice. Next one, we have the Rillaboom. Same story, it is the stamped promo. And it got a 9. 2 9-5s and 2 9s, so we'll actually probably end up selling this as a set. So you get both of them. Next card is another Cinderace, and it got a 9. 8-5 surface, but 3 9s, so solid 9. And the last one should be another Rillaboom to complete the set. And it got a 9-5, so very nice. 3 9-5s and a 9. That's the strongest graded one of the lot. These won't be too expensive, but I do think we'll probably sell them as sets. Next, let's go ahead and do Chaos's 2 cards. He sent in 2 cards for this submission. First one definitely has some wear to it. It is an older card. Both the cards Chaos sent in are older cards. And it is a Furo. I never asked him why he was submitting this one. I imagine it's probably some sort of sentimental, or he just likes the card. But he got a 4/5, a 9 in centering, a 4 in surface, and then 5s in the other two. Yeah, good old jungle Furo. The other card he sent off is a card I'm a fan of. Definitely has some edge wear, but it is a Dark Blastoise from the Rocket set, my favorite all-time set, and it got a 5. 8/5 centering, 5 surface, 4 corners, and 5/5 edges. I think I do agree with that assessment. Very solid card. Can't complain with the original Blastoise. That is all we have for Chaos. I'm going to do my card because we always got to do Hova last. Some people probably look at this card and be like, why in the world did you submit this card? It is extremely low grade. At the time of submitting this, it was about a $60 to $70 card, but it is one of the few cards that has actually raised in value quite a bit since then. It is a Charizard EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. I was actually hoping for a 1 on this, so literally any grade on this is a win for me. I got it in a bundle of cards for nothing. I think I have like 13 cents into this card. And it got a 2. 9/5 centering, can't complain about that. 2 for the surface, 2.5 for the corners, and 2 for the edges. Believe it or not, this card's worth about $150 to $170 in this grade. I was worried they were going to bump it up a level. But yeah, I am very happy with that grade. And last but not least, Hova's cards. I do know that some of these cards are cards that were a friend of his that he decided to get graded for him. So yeah, first up, some very obvious wear to this one. This is definitely a Wizard of the Coast era card. And is a Blastoise from base set 2. It got a 4, 9 centering, 3/5 surface, and then 2 4/5s. With all the creases and whatnot on this card, I do agree with that grade. Next card. Again, a Wizard of the Coast card just based on the condition of it. Another Dark Blastoise. This one has a swirl on it, and it got a 6. Centering 9, surface 5/5, corners and edges both 6s. Next card. I believe this is also a card for Hova's friend. It is Rocket Scyther, unlimited. I got a 6/5, a 9, a 7, a 6, and a 6/5. Yeah, can't complain too much about older cards like that. And these last two, I do believe, are Hova's cards. If I remember correctly, they are Charizards because it's Hova. Yeah, it's the Cracked Ice Hollow from Vivid Voltage of Charizard. He had 2 of these. I remember one was definitely better than the other, but I'm not sure how much so. An 8/5, 3 8/5s, and a 9 on surface. It's definitely off-center, noticeably. There is some whitening on the corners. So yeah, I think that's probably a fair grade for that one. And the last card should be another one of those, if I remember correctly. It is. I believe this is probably the better one because it had better centering. And it got a 9. 9/5 centering, 9 surface, 8/5 corners, and 9 edges. So very, very close to a grade bump. The corners, I'm not too surprised. This is a deck hollow, so there's always some sort of issue with them. But a 9, it's very nice. And that is our whole submission. 96 or 97 cards, I don't remember. I'm glad just to finally have this back. And hopefully March comes back soon now also. So that's everything. I hope you all enjoyed this. And take care, everyone.